If you did not apply for foreign naturalization, then you are still a Filipino citizen. If you applied for a foreign naturalization, or for example, you applied for US citizenship, then you are deemed to have lost your Philippine citizenship and you needed to reacquire it, and it's also by choice. So it's up to you if you want to be a dual citizen again or become a Filipino again. You are not obligated to become a Filipino again or reacquire Filipino citizenship. It's up to you if you wanted to be a foreign citizen living abroad or if you wanted to reacquire Philippine citizenship. If you applied for foreign naturalization and you still have a Philippine passport that is unexpired, you cannot use your Philippine passport to travel in the Philippines. Once you acquire a foreign citizenship, you have lost your Philippine citizenship, thus your Philippine passport is already considered void. There are a lot of Filipinos abroad or former Filipinos who wanted to retire in the Philippines or stay permanently in the Philippines for good. However, let me provide you the misconceptions. Only those who are natural-born Filipino citizens who acquired foreign citizenship can reacquire Filipino citizenship again. Who are natural-born Filipinos? Those who are citizens of the Philippines from birth without having to perform any act to acquire or perfect their Philippine citizenship. These are persons born after January 17, 1973 whose fathers or mothers are citizens of the Philippines at the time of their birth, or those born before January 17, 1973 to a Filipino father or mother, and that person elects Philippine citizenship upon reaching the age of majority, which is 18. Possession of Philippine passport does not make you a dual citizen. So this is the misconception. There is a Philippine law. It is Republic Act number 9225, which is the Philippine Retention and Reacquisition Act of 2003 and grants natural-born Filipino citizens to reacquire Philippine citizenship. Upon reacquiring Filipino citizenship, you will be restored to your civil, political, and economic rights as a Filipino citizen again. This law is also applicable to unmarried children, whether legitimate or illegitimate or adopted, if they are included in the parents' petition for reacquisition of Philippine citizenship. If you are 18 years old and above, you must elect Philippine citizenship if you wanted to become a dual citizen. When you travel in the Philippines, there are more rights and privileges for Filipinos. What are the rights and privileges of being a dual citizen? First is the right to travel. Filipinos have the right to travel, but generally, Filipinos can travel as long as you have the necessary immigration requirements. During the pandemic, Filipinos have less restrictive travel protocols for quarantine and testing purposes. In addition, you can stay indefinitely in the Philippines because you are a Filipino. Another right is the right to own land and property in the Philippines. Generally, there is a prohibition to own land among foreign nationals. Another right is the right to engage in business or commerce as a Filipino. Another right is the right to practice a profession. Make sure to comply with the requirements of the appropriate body or agency. Another right is the right to vote in Philippine national elections. Can one who requires Filipino citizenship vote in the Philippines? Yes, if you have required Filipino citizenship, you may vote in the elections provided that you comply with the residency requirements under existing Philippine election law. However, you can also vote abroad in Philippine national elections such as president, vice president, senators, and sectoral representatives under the Overseas Voting Act of 2003. Now, you can only elect officials in the national elections but not local elections. For example, if you don't have your Philippine passport, then you must present your foreign passport and 3 pages of dual citizenship documents. There are limitations if you are unable to present your dual citizenship documents. You will be treated as a Balikbayan or a former Filipino if you are unable to present the Philippine passport or dual citizenship documents. If Filipinos and dual citizens are unvaccinated, they will have to undergo 5 days facility-based quarantine and testing after arrival. Also, if you are vaccinated, if you are a Filipino or a dual citizen, you will no longer have to undergo facility-based quarantine but only have to self-monitor for 7 days if you are fully vaccinated. In addition, your passport do not need to be valid for 6 months at the time of arrival. Also, you don't need a return ticket for 30 days. For all dual citizens, please take note of this important requirement if you have a dual passport when entering. All passengers who use these travel documents upon arrival and were admitted under the same status shall be required to present the same during departure. Accordingly, if you use a travel document, you will also be required to present the above documents during departure. Let's talk about the implication on income taxes. Are you going to be taxed abroad if you are a Filipino citizen or not? So what is the effect of dual citizenship on the payment of income taxes? This is one of the most important questions because a lot of Filipinos are planning to retire in the Philippines. Under RA 8424, only income derived from the Philippines are taxed by the Philippine government. In 1976, however, the Philippines and United States signed a treaty on taxation in order to avoid double taxation for Filipinos who derive income from the U.S. and for Americans who derive income from the Philippines. However, please consult the IRS regarding taxation. If you are a U.S. citizen or a resident alien, the rules for filing income, estate, and gift tax returns and paying estimated tax are generally the same whether you are in the U.S. or abroad. Your worldwide income is subject to U.S. income tax regardless of where you reside. So please remember this. If you're a U.S. citizen, wherever you are in the world, you must file an income tax return. However, there are income requirements. Under the Comprehensive Tax Reform Act of 1997, income earned by Filipinos abroad are no longer subject to Philippine income tax. Hence, all Filipinos abroad, including those who have reacquired Philippine citizenship, have been exempted by the Philippine government from paying Philippine income tax on income earned abroad. However, if you are a dual citizen and you decide to live permanently in the Philippines and you were able to generate income, then the income you received in the Philippines will be subject to income tax. Let's talk about the residency requirement. Residency in the Philippines is not required to exercise your right as a Filipino citizen. Residency in the Philippines is not required of those who wish to reacquire or have reacquired Filipino citizenship. Those who intend to vote in local elections, however, must establish residence in the locality where they wish to vote. You can still reside abroad and be a dual citizen. You don't need to permanently reside in the Philippines. However, if you decide to stay in the Philippines, you can stay in the Philippines indefinitely because you are now a Filipino citizen. However, if you are still a foreign citizen or a former Filipino citizen, you can only stay in the Philippines for a maximum period of 1 year, subject to extension. However, please take note that you can be subject to deportation proceedings if you exceeded the allotted time for you to stay in the Philippines and you are unable to leave on time. What are the disadvantages of becoming a dual citizen? If you are living abroad, you may be taxed twice because you have two nationalities. You can be taxed based on your foreign nationality and your Philippine nationality. Second, you will not have priority if you are living abroad and there is a war. Dual nationals owe allegiance to two countries. So please make sure that you make an informed decision when becoming a dual citizen. In addition, claims of dual nationalities can place a conflict. So you will be second priority in a foreign country, and the foreign country may not provide you adequate protection abroad. What do you think are the other disadvantages of being a dual citizen? I received several comments that if you applied for a federal job here in the US, you will be required to renounce your Philippine citizenship. So only US citizens or US nationals may be granted an opportunity to work for the federal government. Let me know your thoughts regarding dual citizenship. If you have any other questions or comments, please post them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Again, thank you guys for watching and for supporting my channel. And if you haven't liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I always welcome new subscribers. Thank you guys for watching. I hope everyone is staying safe and have a great day.